Hey you guys, it's Victoria, and today I'm so excited because I am making one of my favorite juices ever in the world. And that is because it involves my dear friend, the beet. I love beets. Anyway, so today I'm making a beet, celery, cucumber, dandelion juice with lemons and a few other things. And if you can't tell, the theme of the juice is to be cleansing to the liver. And you might say, well, Victoria, you don't drink alcohol, why do you need to cleanse your liver? Well, that's because I think, in my opinion, as humans, we need to perpetually be cleansing our bodies. I have heard the liver called the granddaddy organ, and I am so in love with the kidneys because of their role with the lymphatic system. But let's face it, the liver is so very important also. And I like to keep mine clean and healthy. And how do you do that? You drink fresh juices, you eat a healthy, raw food, living diet, and you exercise and you think happy thoughts. Because in my opinion, your happy thoughts are going to reflect on everything else in your life. But today I'm focusing on the juicing part, and so I'm so excited. I know that if you're a beginner juicer, and you've never had a fresh, raw, living juice before, you might want to leave the dandelion out because they are a little bit bitter. But I'm gonna load this thing with apples and lemons, and that's gonna override the bitter taste in my opinion. And I love it, We all need a little bit of bitter in our life, right? I love dandelion. You can also do banana ice cream and throw in some dandelion greens, or green smoothie, or whatever you're doing. Just throw in some dandelion because aside from their liver cleansing effect, they're loaded with minerals. And I like to call dandelion greens like a roundhouse powerhouse kick of minerals to your body. They're so wonderful, and it's these greens where you're gonna get your power, You're gonna get your power from the greens, especially the dark ones. And these dandelions, I mean, look at this. I was just washing these and they are so strong and they're just beautiful. And before I start this juicing recipe, you guys, when you have all of your ingredients laid out, okay, side note, can you tell a raw foodist lives here? Let's zoom in on that fruit. I have peaches, tomatoes, bananas, and cantaloupe, and it's gonna be a good weekend, you guys. Lots of good food. But anyway, so before you start juicing, you need to sprinkle all of your food with love, okay? Put some love into it. Now that I've sprinkled my love, I'm gonna start the juicing recipe, so come on. All right, so don't mind me if my head is cut off in any of these shots. I was trying to get a shot of all of the beauty on my counter that I'm about to juice. And I know you can't see it all, but basically I have a bunch of celery, and I might end up doing 2 bunches of celery because the celery and the cucumber, like I also have here, that's where you're gonna get the bulk of your juice. That's where, because celery and cucumber create a lot of liquid. So, because they're so full of water. But, so that's where you're gonna get most of your juice, and then you can, because you're not gonna get a lot of juice from like this bundle of dandelion that I also have. So you always wanna bring in the celery and the cucumber to give you the bulk of the liquid of your juice. And not to mention, this is full of natural sodium. Mwah. Do not be afraid of celery if you are a salt phobe, because the salt in celery is natural sodium, and that's actually gonna keep you not bloated, you know what I mean? So don't ever be afraid of celery. It is beautiful, and there's something about this bunch of celery. It smells so good. I'm also gonna have some chopped up celery in my salad tonight, so I cannot wait for that. I'm in love with celery right now. But I also have 1 beet, and I love beet for its liver cleansing effects, just like the dandelion, and I'm absolutely in love with beets also. So I only have 1 beet. I could probably go up to 3 huge beets, or maybe more than that. But like I said, if you are a beginner, and you have never cleansed your liver or anything, or you haven't been eating raw foods, you might want to just do 1 beet, or maybe a little bit of dandelion or no dandelion, because if you drink that much of a liver cleansing juice like this, it might detoxify you too quickly. Some might disagree with that, but that's just my advice. So these are still wonderful. If you have never had a raw living juice before, you still would benefit so much from this, but maybe just not as much as someone like me who has been doing this for a long time, you know, and my liver can take it. Anyway, so I also have this beautiful bowl of apples and lemons and lime. I'm not sure if I'm gonna juice the limes just because I have other things planned for them, but you can certainly juice limes and they are fabulous. So I'm going to cut everything up and I'm going to peel the beet and get it ready. And you're gonna notice that this is gonna stain my hands kind of a purpley pink color. It's a beautiful color. That's because it is, in my opinion, it is nature's food coloring, these beets. So I'm sitting here cutting my beet and peeling it, and I just had this thought, you know, I realized that some people have never enjoyed a raw living juice that they've juiced themselves, and they don't even really understand what that is really. They might not understand, well, why wouldn't you just go get a bottle of juice from the grocery store? And I'm gonna explain that to you. So, number one, the obvious reason why is that every single juice at the conventional grocery store, they're pasteurized. And what does that mean? That means that they were high heated to kill bacteria and to kill the enzymes. What it means whenever they've been pasteurized or flash pasteurized, I have seen some juices in health food stores that say that they're flash pasteurized, you know, that they were pasteurized very quickly. That does not make it any better to me. They are still pasteurized, and in my opinion, they're dead. You know, it killed the enzymes. When you heat something, it kills the nutrients. That's why we love these raw juices, because everything is living. And especially if you drink them right away, you can bottle them up in mason jars with plastic lids in the refrigerator for up to 72 hours, but they're always best whenever you drink them right away. And they're just so full of living enzymes and all of the nutrition. Like, can you even imagine the nutrition that's in this beet? You know, sure, I can say it's liver cleansing and it has this vitamin and this vitamin, but there are, in my opinion, there are things that are in these foods that scientists will never be able to wrap their head around and will never be able to fully understand the true benefits of these raw living foods. And so when we juice them, it may take me a pretty long time if I were to eat all of this food at once with all of the fiber. And then my body would have to process the fiber with it. But if we take this wonderful juicer and I juice it all, it takes the fiber out. And that means that whenever you drink this, all of the raw living enzymes and nutrients and magicalness goes straight into my body, and it bypasses the digestive system. So it can just penetrate straight into my cells and immediately give me this just powerhouse of nutrition and wonderfulness. But if I were to eat this or blend it up and do a smoothie or something like that, it's gonna have the fiber in it. And that just makes it a little bit harder for the body to digest. But I'm not saying that the fiber is bad. Fiber is absolutely wonderful in these raw living foods. Let's say you're doing a smoothie that day. The fiber is wonderful, and I love smoothies because the fiber goes down your GI tract and it pulls toxins out. You know, we're living in a constipation nation right now, and people are just so clogged up and they need this raw living fiber. So I'm not against smoothies or just eating this raw, but I'm just saying that juicing is so therapeutic, and especially for people that are having disease-like symptoms or, you know, any type of health issue at all, please start juicing because it will detoxify you and it will help you so much. So in summary, you never want the juices from a typical grocery store because they're pasteurized. They're full of synthetic, icky chemicals and ingredients, colorants. Right now, I'm specifically talking about just if you go buy orange juice and it says nothing but orange juice. Okay, there's no colorants and there's no chemicals in it, but it's been pasteurized, and it's also from inorganic oranges. I would say 99% of the time. So the oranges were grown in conventional soil where the vitamins and minerals were depleted, and it's also been sprayed with fungicides, herbicides, insecticides, rodenticides, etc. So you don't want that, but let's say I'm talking about something totally crazy like Kool-Aid, or like I can't even remember some of the names of these things, like Tropical Punch or Capri Sun. Those things are really full of icky things, and I have this memory in my head of trying not to get beat on my shirt. But I have this memory in my head of whenever I was in about 6th grade, and at the school that I went to, they passed out Capri Suns for everyone. And I have not had one of those horrible drinks in a long time, thank my lucky stars, because they're so mucus forming and they're so gross. So bad for you. You want to talk about bad for your liver? Those drinks are so hard on every organ in the body, and especially the liver. But anyway, I have this memory of drinking those, and that time specifically when I was in 6th grade, and it just leaves this film type feeling in the back of your throat and on your tongue. And there's a reason for that. It's because it created mucus. You know, your body throws up defense mechanisms when you basically put these invaders in your body, like a mucus forming, acid forming, horrible junk juice. So it created this mucusy feeling on the back of my throat, and it was just so gross. And it doesn't stop there, you guys. It goes down and it creates that mucus film everywhere it touches in your body. So I would just never drink those. I wouldn't be caught dead drinking those juices. They're certainly not healthy. I don't think they claim to be. And there's just no benefit. There's no benefit. So if there's no benefit to the foods that you're eating, why would you eat them or drink them? Because food is for fuel, you know? Eat when you're hungry and eat so you can get the vitamins and minerals, etc. that you need. Why would you eat something just for pleasure when you know that it's not only not doing anything for your body nutritionally, but it's actually making you toxic and acidic and making you go on this slow downward decline of your health? Especially if you're watching this and you're young right now, like I am. I'm 23 years old. And if you have your health right now when you're young, do you understand how lucky you are? Because there are so many people that are young right now that are struggling for their health. So if you're watching this and you think that you're healthy, you know, you don't have any diagnosed diseases in your body right now, I would just so encourage you to get on this raw living food regime, you know? Start amping up your health so you can go into your 30s and 40s and 50s and late 20s, or even your 20s if you're a teenager right now, and go into them with vibrancy and health instead of, you know, tanking up on all of these foods that society deems as okay, which make you go on this downward spiral, and they just make you sick over time, you know? So that was my little spiel, and I'm going to continue cutting this beat if it's the last thing I do. I'm going to try not to go on any tangents. But yeah, that is why you want raw living juices, and you don't want to ever drink anything that's going to hurt your health or eat anything that's going to hurt your health, because when you go on the other side of the road and you see how vibrant and energetic and happy your body is when you start feeding it these wonderful foods, you'll never want to go back, because you'll find that you wake up in the morning and you can jump out of bed and go on with your day and just live this vibrant lifestyle. And if you're sick right now and you're watching this, my heart goes out to you, and I'm sending you positive vibrations and my prayers. But even more so if you're sick right now, start on this detox train. Fill your body with these beautiful foods that are going to clean you out and just give you the vibrancy that they have. And hopefully it will rid your body of these toxic conditions that create sickness. So I'm going to keep cutting, and I will be back when I'm juicing. So what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting the apples and everything into as small of pieces as I can to fit into my juicer. And I was just thinking, first of all, these apples smell so good. It is so hard for me to resist not eating them right now because they're so beautiful. What I was just thinking about is there's an infinite number of reasons to juice, but especially if you're trying to lose weight, start juicing every day. The daily juicing habit is going to make you start dropping weight like crazy because you're going to give your body nutrition that it needs. And it's also going to start flushing your body of toxins. So in turn, you're going to lose weight. So start juicing if you're having any type of weight issue at all, which are so easy to eradicate with a raw foods diet. It's just so easy to lose weight, it's not even funny if you aren't completely backed up toxicity wise. So if you're trying to lose weight, start juicing. If you're trying to rid yourself of a dis-ease like symptom in the body, whatever it is, start juicing. If you are just trying to get on the preventative parade and you don't want to get sick, start juicing. If you want more vibrancy and energy, you're trying to get off coffee, which don't even get me started on how horrible coffee is for the body. If you're trying to get off toxic, acidic coffee, start juicing. Replace your coffee every morning with a juice. You'll never need coffee again, put it that way. And also, if you're addicted to coffee because you need the energy from the coffee, which it's false energy, you're absolutely not getting real energy from coffee, then you need to look to your adrenal glands, because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have adrenal fatigue. The adrenals and kidneys in this society are so dreadful. So start juicing. You know, that's gonna help your adrenal glands. And please get off the coffee, because that is just, every time you drink a glass of coffee, it's a glass of acid, basically. It makes your body go more towards the acid side, and your body wants to be alkaline at all times. 7.365 is the pH of the body. So get off the coffee, and notice how if you get off coffee and you start having withdrawals, that's because it's absolutely addicting. It is a drug, in my opinion, caffeine. And just scoot through the withdrawals, get through them, break your coffee addiction, because I see so much of that in this society. So right here, I have this, this is an Omega juicer. Got it over 2 years ago. It's fabulous. It's about $200 worth every single penny. Invest that $200 in your health. This juicer has never failed me. It's a masticating juicer, which is wonderful for the greens because they extract way more juice than a centrifugal juicer. Now, if you go to one of the big box stores and you see a juicer for $100, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a centrifugal juicer, which, let me turn that off, which means that it's gonna spin very, very, very fast, and it's going to put a lot of oxidation into your juice, put a lot of air into it. And it's also not going to juice the greens. You put the greens in and it just gets very little juice out of it, and the rest ends up in the pulp. So I would always suggest a masticating juicer, but there's also times and places for the centrifugal juicers as well. I'm not bashing them at all. If you want to start juicing and all you can afford or all you can get your hands on is a centrifugal juicer, get that, please. But I'm just saying that if you want my opinion, get a masticating juicer. They're fabulous and well worth your money. So anyway, now I'm just going to start taking this celery, and all you do is just put it in. Now, right now I'm talking to the people that haven't ever juiced before, because so many people in this society don't even understand what a raw juice is. They've never had one, certainly. And, you know, they don't really know anything about it. You know, when I started this 2.5 years ago, I had never juiced before. I didn't know anything about it. So it's thanks to videos on YouTube and documentaries like Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead that showed me how to juice, because you're not born knowing how to juice. And especially in this society, when no one talks about health, and most parents do not teach their children about health. So yeah, right now I'm talking to the beginners, but if you are not a beginner in this and you've juiced a lot, then you probably understand, first of all, how wonderful a masticating juicer is, but also you understand how good these juices taste. Oh my God, they're fabulous. It's so crazy, because if you put enough apple and lemon into your juices, you can almost put anything in them and they'll taste good. Now, there's a few exceptions to that. If you juice leeks or something crazy, then it might not taste as good. But generally, these juices taste fabulous, and I have had a few people taste them that have never tried anything like this before, and they've loved them. And those were people that were on the standard American diet, you know, certainly weren't into juicing, but they loved them. And that's because they taste wonderful. They taste fabulous. So right now I'm going to, you see I'm just taking these pieces and shoving them through the juicer, and oh, let's put a cucumber in. You gotta cut these things pretty small in this juicer that I have to get them through. So, but sometimes you can just push a little bit harder and they will go through. But yeah, I'm just gonna juice all this. This doesn't take that much time. If you think that this is a hassle, reprioritize your priorities and make your life to where this comes first, you know? Because if you wake up a little bit earlier and juice this, or juice enough for 3 days at night during the week, you are going to have such a better life because you're gonna have more energy, more vibrancy, more pep to your step, and you know, you'll function better at work, you'll function better at school, you'll do everything so much better. So yeah, if you think that this is a hassle, don't you think making your coffee in the morning is a hassle? Yeah, it might take a shorter amount of time, but you're still making that a priority in your life. So why not make this beautiful abundance a priority in your life? And you will reap the benefits, both short-term and long-term. So I'm gonna continue juicing all of this. It won't take that long. And I'm not sure if you can see this, but yeah, you can't really see this that well. But this is the little carafe that's collecting the juice. Well, when that's full, I will just turn the juicer off in the middle of juicing, and I will just pour it into a humongous pitcher and then turn the juicer back on, and I'll keep juicing. So I'm gonna do all of that, and I will come back to you whenever I have the juice ready to pour into mason jars. So I'll see you then. All right, you guys, I have the finished product. Can you see how beautiful this is? The beet totally turned it a purple color, but there's still some green in it. And you'll always want to eat and drink color from fruits and vegetables. The color, especially the dark colors, that's where you're gonna get your antioxidants and just magicalness. So I have this humongous mason jar here because sometimes I just prefer to do it that way. You can have several, probably 4 or 5 small mason jars, you know, if you want to take that to work or whatever. But sometimes I just prefer to have one huge one. It's just easier for me. It's less to clean out. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm taking the pitcher and pouring it into here. It is so easy. Like so. And then I can pour this into a cup and drink it right now, or pop this in the fridge and save it for later. So this is my wonderful liver cleansing juice, and my body's gonna love this. I'm going to become so much more powerful, so much more vibrant and clear drinking this. And also, some people prefer to only drink liquids all day and then have a meal at night, like a big salad or a big fruit meal or whatever you want at night. And sometimes I like to do that. Sometimes I like to feel really clean and have a really sharp mind by only drinking liquids all day instead of, you know, a bunch of solid food like fruit. I do that all the time, but sometimes it's just really therapeutic to just drink these beautiful power juices, you know, throughout the day. So I think that's what I'm gonna do today because I'm feeling it and I really want to be kind to my liver. So get a juicer, you guys, if you don't have one, and if you do have a juicer, keep juicing every day. I will see you guys later. I'm so excited because I have another recipe video that I'm going to film about my new favorite salad dressing, and I'm so happy because I stumbled upon it last night. So be on the lookout for that, and I will see you guys later. Bye. So just for funsies, before I begin this video, I totally sewed this shirt a couple days ago, and I'm going to show you guys a picture. I was on a website and I saw this shirt for sale, and I loved the neckline, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try to recreate that and sew it myself. And I think I succeeded. I didn't have a pattern or anything, I just freehanded it. So I just showed you the picture, and this is what I came up with. And I love the little button detail in the back. It's the little things, right?